In the wild, you're strong together. Bear Grylls Adventure, the Blizzard Challenge. Chapter 2, Dens and Ducking Out. In a sandy clearing in the middle of the woods, a man was shouting instructions. We're going to finish today with a barbecue, but first, this afternoon challenge is to build a den with your tent mates. You'll have 3 towers. Use whatever you find in the wood. Bring it back here and we'll build our dens together. He paused. First team to complete their den get a prize, and you'll also get points for style, original thinking, how weatherproof it is. You get the idea. Ollie certainly got the idea, even though he couldn't believe his ears. He nudged Jack. We're going to spend the afternoon making dens, he asked, just in case he had misheard. Yep, Jack replied. Why are we making dens when we got tents? Because it's fun, Jack said. Ollie rolled his eyes. This whole camp thing was just a pointless activity after another. Jack, Ollie, and Elmer set off into the woods, and before long they came to a clearing place where there were piles of log, branches, and sticks, just perfect for den making. A lot of other kids had the same idea. There was plenty of laughing and friendly bickering as they all tried to be the first one to get the really good pieces of wood. Ollie was only half-heartedly tugging a branch when an air-spitting shriek made him jump so fast that he thought he pulled a muscle. A girl the other side of the log pile was staring at something in front of her. Could you scream a bit louder? He asked sarcastically. She scowled and shivered. There's a massive spider! Ollie peered over. The spider was about an inch across, but he did not think it was massive at all. I just have a problem with creepy crawlies, he added mockingly. He looked misbehaved. Ollie was sorry for being sarcastic, but he did not get a chance to say anything else because just then, Ollie, stop gassing and get over here, Elmer shouted independently. It took Ollie less than 20 seconds to get to where Jack and Elmer were, but Elmer glared at him like he had held them up for Howard. He showed Ollie the bits of wood he and Jack and pulled together. These are the right length and strength, he said. We'll use these for the basic structure. Ollie groaned to himself. It will be like putting the tent all over again, but harder, because these branches weren't designed to go together. And then you can find some smaller ones with lots of leaves, Jack agreed, and use them to make a roof and walls to keep the rain and wind wind out. Yeah, but first we need to get these back to the meeting place, said Omar. First team gets a prize, remember? Let's go! They each have 2 large branches to carry. Jack wrapped his arm around both and carried them across his chest. Omar struck one over each shoulder and kept them steady with his both hands. They both set off. Ollie tried to Jack wafer, but the wood felt too heavy. Then the end kept getting in the way, so he tried its armor's way. His shoulder weren't used to that kind of wave, and the wood kept rolling off. Involuntarily, he tried to drag his pieces off the ground. That stopped his shoulder from aching, but it actually turned out to be the hardest of all. The end kept getting tangled in the undergrowth, and the wood was yanked out of his hand. Come on, Ollie, Omar called from up ahead. We'll run out of time. So stop shouting and start building, Ollie thought with gritted teeth. Involuntarily, Ollie reluctantly decided that Jack Wave was the best. Even though his arm ached, he caught up with the other 2 at the meeting place and dropped the log. Okay, now we need the small stuff, Omar said, hurrying off again. Another couple of hours and we'll be done. As Jack and Omar headed back to the wood, Ollie's heart sank. A couple more hours of making this stupid den. What was the point? He stopped suddenly as he thought struck him. That's right. What was the point? Answer: there wasn't one. Homer and Jack could absolutely do it without him, so why didn't he just leave them to it? So Ollie went slower and slower, and the others got farther and farther ahead of him. Then he swung off to the right and then started to pick up his pace. The trees grew closer together. They weren't trees. They were tall bracken. Soon he could see anyone else. He just heard a voice. A couple of times he heard a scream, so he guessed the girl from the woodpile had seen another spider. Really, Ollie thought now he could spend the afternoon in a tent listening to music. It wasn't be as good as being at home watching TV, but it was better than this. Are you lost? Said a girl voice right behind him. You're on your right, your own. Ollie almost jumped out of his skin. He hadn't heard her come up. I'm just going this way, he said, pointing through the wood. The tree. He was going where the tents were. You don't look like you're enjoying camp, she said. It was like you could read his mind, and Ollie couldn't think of a good answer. I think you need this. She held something out, and Ollie took it. It was compass. Compass. There was nothing special about it. It was transparent plastic tail with a needle that always swung slowly to point north. Why did he need a compass? He could find his way on his own. But when he looked up, the girl was already walking off, so he slipped the compass into his pocket anyway and continued to head back to the tent. This is stupid, Ollie muttered. He lay on top of his sleeping bag. Oh, thanks for watching. Bye.